If you've been assigned to bring the cranberries to this year's Thanksgiving feast, this video might be for you. Gobble gobble. Happy Thanksgiving everybody, and welcome to Thirsty Thursday. In today's video we are going to make a cranberry cocktail perfect for Thanksgiving and throughout the holiday season. Last week we made a cocktail that fit in really well with either Halloween or Thanksgiving. It was a pumpkin spice cocktail. Today we're going to make a cocktail that will really play well during all the holiday season. This one you can start with your Thanksgiving dinner and carry it throughout the new year, Christmas and New Year. I think you're gonna like it. And this starts with a base of vodka. Now you can also make this with gin. If you make it with gin, it's gonna have a completely different flavor. Vodka tends to pick up the flavor of whatever it's mixed with. In this case, that is going to be cranberry juice. Now, we're going to talk a minute about the cranberry juice, but before I do, let me tell you the other two ingredients. We are going to use an orange liqueur. Triple sec will work really nicely for this. And we may use some simple syrup. I'll talk about that in a minute. So, cranberry juice is really difficult to find in a pure form. The reason being that cranberry is a very powerful flavor and it is also very bitter. So you're going to find that most cranberry juices are a mixture of several different juices. In this case, even though this is not sold as a cranberry cocktail, a lot of times it'll say cranberry cocktail on the label, or it'll say cran apple or cran grape or something like that. So try to find the purest cranberry juice you can find. Having said that, this still has in it some apple juice, some grape juice, and some pear juice. So it does have a little bit of sugar. And that's what's going to make the difference on whether or not we use very much of the simple syrup. How am I going to make that determination? Well, we're going to start by tasting this just a little bit, and then I'm going to decide how much of that simple syrup I'm going to use. This is very tart, so there's not a lot of sugar in this. So now that I know what the taste is like, I'm going to probably use the full dose, if you want to call it that, the full measurement of my simple syrup. So the other thing we're going to do here is we're going to make sure that we do some nice garnish on this. So I think I'll save that for the end because I have a lot of different thoughts on garnishes. We're not going to do them all here today. I know what I have planned. Obviously I have an orange here. I have a few plates off to the side, but we'll hold off on that. So I'm going to use my straining shaker for this one. I'm not going to use the Boston shaker because this is more of a martini, and as such we want to strain out all of the ice. Okay, so let's get started. Now we are going to begin with equal parts of our vodka and our cranberry juice. So in this case I'm going to use 1.5 shots of each of these. So there's 1. Yeah, oops. And a half. There we go. So I'm going to go with dribbling down the side. I tried to get just a little more in. It doesn't always work. Oh, I can't cover up my little Thanksgiving chipmunks. All right, and then we are going to have an equal part, in this case, 1.5 shots of my cranberry juice. That's the main thing. Now, we are only going to use about 1/2 shot of our triple sec or orange liqueur. I just love the sound of corks coming off. And there we go. And finally, we're going to use about 3/4 of a shot of my simple syrup. And depending on the strength of your simple syrup, I sometimes make mine 2 to 1. So 2 parts water, 1 part sugar. Traditionally, it's 1 to 1. It makes a thicker syrup and a sweeter syrup. I like to sometimes have it. This is a 1 to 1 mix. Sometimes I just like to have that a little more diluted. That almost kills my simple syrup. I got to mix some more. Sometimes I like to have a little more diluted because it allows me to control that sugar a little more easily. All right, and I think that just about kills it. So now we're going to give this a good shake and get it really nice and cold. Ooh, it's so cold. And set that aside now as I prepare my glass. Now, there's a couple of different ways that we can do this. One way is just use plain sugar, and if I were to do that and nothing else, I would moisten the rim with the orange, assuming I was going to use an orange for a garnish. And in this case, I'm going to do something a little different. So if I was just using this orange, I would go around the rim, and then that would give it enough moisture in there in order to hold the sugar. I would also suggest, if you'd like, you can use an orange or a reddish tint to the sugar. You can buy in the baked goods area the different colored sugars, and that would look really good. What I'm going to do is I have this left over from Halloween. It is a gel. It is a red glitter gel, and this is going to work really well. So we are going to take the rim and we are going to get it nice and moistened with, and any spot that doesn't, I'm just going to make sure that I really get that gel on here, because it's going to have a nice look. So there we go. You can see this whole rim now has the gel, and now I'm going to take the sugar and plop that in. Make sure we get good sugar coverage. And I don't know how well this is going to show on camera, but this is just lovely. You can see that kind of translucent look to the gel, and then you've got all the crystals of sugar on there. That looks so nice. And now what we're going to do is pour our cocktail in here. You can see the cocktail now has that same tint that we got with the sugar. And now let's talk a little bit about the garnish. I am just going to garnish this with an orange slice. However, you can do a lot of interesting things with this. For example, if you have some fresh cranberries, you can just drop 2 or 3 cranberries in the cocktail. Of course, cranberries float. So now you'd have some cranberries floating around, either in addition to your orange, or you could just have that be the garnish. Another option would be to put 3 or 4 cranberries on a skewer and moisten those, and then mix those in the sugar and put that on the rim, and that would look really nice as well, because you would have those sugared cranberries. But let's give this one, boy, I feel it so, I can almost not pick it up without spilling. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. That is a good drink, and we absolutely made the right choice with the simple syrup. I think if we hadn't added that simple syrup, this would really be too tangy and too tart. But this is beautiful. Not only do you get a hint of that orange from our triple sec, of course the cranberry comes through. The sugar, it's not a super sweet drink, but you get enough sweetness to cut the tartness of the cranberry, and you get sugar from the rim as well. So this is going to be a fantastic holiday cocktail. Your family and friends are going to be impressed, and I hope you give this one a try. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you're able to spend it with friends and family. Hope I see you back here next week for Thirsty Thursday. I'm Mark, and this is the Average Me Channel.